There's a quiet truth many INFJs carry for years, maybe decades, without ever saying it out loud. The sense that people think they're stupid, not because anyone calls them stupid, but because of the looks, the surprised eyebrows when they say something profound, the confused pause when they respond slowly, the subtle head tilt when they freeze mid-conversation, as if their mind suddenly teleported somewhere far away. Some INFJs grew up hearing things like, "She's so slow. He's always in his own world. You talk so softly. Are you okay? Wow, I didn't think you'd understand that." And after enough years of that, something inside them starts to bend, starts to believe the lie, starts to wonder if their hesitation is a flaw, if their quietness is a dysfunction, if their mind is running on the wrong frequency. But that belief collapses under the truth, because silence, in the INFJ world, is never emptiness. It's a hallway, a deep hallway with doors leading to intuition, memories, meanings, fears, insights, while the outside world is still knocking, still talking, still assuming. People mistake the silence because they cannot hear the echo of everything happening inside. That's the first misunderstanding. There are moments INFJs never forget. Moments when someone asks a simple question and they pause, not because they don't get it, but because they're analyzing the question behind the question. They're choosing their words carefully. They're checking for emotional landmine. They're trying not to hurt anyone. They're trying not to lie. They're trying not to speak from the wrong place inside themselves. But to the outside world, 3 seconds of silence. You don't know the answer. People don't see the ocean beneath the still surface. They only see the stillness. That's the second misunderstanding. There's a specific moment when INFJs look dumbest to others. When conversations get fast, people bounce ideas like ping-pong balls, jokes fire off like machine gun bursts, thoughts move at a speed that has nothing to do with depth, only momentum. And the INFJ brain? It refuses to participate in the race, because INFJs don't think in straight lines. They think in explosions. One sentence branches into 10 meanings, 10 meanings into 100 implications, 100 implications into memories, symbols, emotional undertones. A single comment can open a galaxy. And when you're returning from a galaxy, your mouth doesn't move right away. The world hates that pause. But that pause is the INFJ's home. Another misunderstanding. INFJs shine inward. Their intelligence is quiet, reflective, intuitive, invisible to people who expect brilliance to be loud. INFJ can understand human nature with surgical precision, yet forget where they put their keys. They can see through someone's emotional patterns instantly, yet fail at following a simple step-by-step instruction. They can write beautifully, yet struggle to assemble an IKEA chair. To the world, this inconsistency feels like incompetence, but to the INFJ mind, it's simply priority, essence over execution, meaning over mechanics, inner world over outer noise. The world judges the symptom, never the source. Here's the painful irony. Sometimes INFJs choose to look less intelligent, not because they believe it, but because they've learned what happens when they show their full depth. It threatens insecure people. It triggers jealous ones. It attracts manipulators. It raises expectations. It paints them as arrogant, so they soften their insights, mute their intuition, pretend they didn't notice the things they noticed instantly, act harmless so no one feels small beside them. INFJs dim their light not out of fear, but out of strategy, out of protection, out of social mercy. But there's a cost. When you hide something long enough, people assume it doesn't exist. There's a quiet grief INFJs rarely admit, the grief of being misunderstood intellectually, classmates surprised when they score high, co-workers dismissive until they finally speak up, family members who think they're fragile, bosses who overlook their strategic mind, friends who think they're sweet but not sharp. It's not the doubt that hurts, it's the invisibility. INFJs rarely correct anyone's perception, not because they agree, but because explaining themselves feels exhausting and pointless. But somewhere inside, there's always a whisper. Why can't anyone see the real me without me having to prove it? That's the loneliness no one talks about. And then there's the overload, the emotional kind. INFJs absorb emotions like oxygen. They feel the tension beneath a smile, the disappointment hidden in a breath, the insecurity behind a joke, the crack in someone's voice that others don't even register. And when too much of that pours in, their mind fogs, their face goes blank, their presence looks distant. People assume you're not paying attention. But inside, the INFJ is carrying too much of everyone else's emotions and not enough of their own. Overwhelm always looks like incompetence to the untrained eye. Somewhere in the middle of all of this, something starts to shift, quietly. It's the moment an INFJ whispers to themselves, maybe I'm not slow, maybe I'm just deep, maybe I'm not misunderstood because I'm unclear, maybe I'm misunderstood because they weren't looking in the right direction. This is the beginning of the spiral, the inner awakening, the turning point, because the truth becomes undeniable. INFJs are not slow, they are deliberate, not clueless, observing, not withdrawn, protecting, not blank, processing, not struggling to keep up, refusing to perform at a speed that violates their nature. In a world addicted to immediacy, depth looks like delay, but delay is not stupidity, delay is discernment. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing who's anxious, who's insecure, who's pretending, who's collapsing inside, who's trying too hard, who's hiding something. That's not confusion. That's emotional intelligence moving faster than your mouth can speak. The INFJ brain slows the outside world because the inside world is moving too fast. This is not incompetence. It's sensitivity, a rare kind. The painful part is this. People are shocked when INFJs say something wise. That shock reveals more about them than about you. It says, I didn't expect depth from you. I thought you were simple. I misread you. I underestimated you. INFJs smile, nod, pretend it doesn't sting. But inside, there's always that tiny ache. The ache of being perpetually misseen, not unseen. Misseen, that is worse. Yet here comes the paradox, the key-style twist. Everything that makes INFJs misunderstood is the same thing that makes them extraordinary. Your slowness, discernment, your silence, emotional precision, your hesitation, care, your retreat, self-preservation, your observing, intelligence at its softest, most potent form. You're not lacking. You're simply tuned to a deeper frequency that the modern world forgot how to hear. You're not difficult. You're detailed. You're not empty. You're expansive. You're not fragile. You're sensitive, which is a completely different thing. Imagine a world built for people like you, a world that rewards reflection over reaction, sincerity over spectacle, meaning over noise, nuance over certainty, intuition over speed. In that world, INFJs would be leaders, guides, strategists, human architects, spiritual anchors. Your intelligence isn't wrong. It's simply misplaced. You were built for depth in a world drowning in surface. And here is the deeper healing. INFJs are not meant to be understood quickly. They are meant to be understood slowly. Your mind is not a window. It's a library. Your personality is not a fast food meal. It's a slow-cooked dish. Your soul is not a notification. It's a long book, a quiet painting, a soft light that doesn't flash. It glows. The world rushes past that kind of beauty. But the people meant for you will stop, stay, listen. See, you don't need many of them, only a few, the right one. Here's the final spiral, the gentle landing. Picture a quiet room at night, a lamp glowing softly, rain tapping the window, a notebook open to a page where your thoughts finally have space to breathe. You sit there, not as someone misunderstood, not as someone underestimated, but as someone who finally understands themselves. And you realize something simple, powerful, liberating. You were never stupid, never slow, never less than. You were only deep in a world that rewards shallow, quiet in a world that praises loud, thoughtful in a world addicted to speed, sincere in a world obsessed with performance. They misread you because they only know how to read stars that blink fast. But you're not a blinking star. You're a galaxy, and galaxies don't need to prove themselves. They just exist quietly, constantly, beautifully, just like you.